Suicide Squad. It sucks. We're going to talk about it. It doesn't suck as bad as Batman v Superman, but it is still pretty blah. And to be perfectly honest, if this wasn't a superhero movie, I have a feeling it would just disappear and never come back. So without further ado, let's get started with all you thinking I'm just a Marvel fanboy and probably being paid off by them, which I'm not, because if I was being paid off by them, I wouldn't have a day job. Trust me, if I ever get paid off by Marvel, I'll let you all know. I'll jump for joy. I'll frickin' do anything for Marvel if they pay me. But first up, let's talk about where its first big failure is, and that is its plot and setup. And so essentially, the Suicide Squad is a team whose goal, and this is stated in the movie by Amanda Waller, played expertly by Viola Davis, I might add. Basically, the point of the Suicide Squad is these are criminals who can be worked with and negotiated with so that way they can do, as she puts it, do a little good. Now, the thing is that this usually means that they go in to do things that are too dangerous for soldiers and are considered usually morally wrong or, in that gray area that superheroes won't go for. The point to the Amanda Waller character is that she asks that question, how far can one go to do what they think the right thing is, or what is justice, or is there truly such a thing as the right thing? These are things this film attempts to go after, but doesn't really, and part of that is that it doesn't really follow through with what the point of the Amanda Waller character is, or the Suicide Squad is themselves, because essentially, what threat do all of these have to go after? Is it like drug lords? Is it terrorists? Is it some sort of like anti-government group? Nope, they're just stopping an Avengers-style big destruction fest on Midway City. I give this film points because with Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, it was very much, here's how this alien, Superman Clark Kent, affects our world. That is what they were trying to go for. Clearly, they've thrown this out the window and have just said, just make it a comic book world. If we can't one-up Marvel in quality, let's at least one-up them by making our world feel more like a comic book. That is something I'll say for this film. Out of all the comic book movies I've seen this year, this might be the most like a comic book I've actually watched. Even Deadpool, which was amazing, but this film feels like it could be a comic book story. I'm not saying a particularly good one, but this is one of the few times I really think they matched that experience of a comic book world and what it feels like to go through the pages. So I'll give the film that much. Like I said, this isn't a terrible film, it's just not a particularly good one. But the thing is that not only is the threat just generic, but also a problem is, A, I don't remember anything about the threat, and also, why is the Suicide Squad dealing with this? Apart from a couple of them, most of these are just normal wackadoos. And also, we've established superheroes exist in this world and see several of them in this movie. What? Why aren't they doing this? Like, where's the Flash? Where's Batman? Where's Wonder Woman? Where's Cyborg? Where's Green Lantern? Just what's going on here? And from there we move on to our next problem, and that is the characters. I feel so bad because everyone's trying their hardest. Will Smith as Deadshot is great. It's Will Smith being Will Smith. He's an action star. He knows how to make all this work. He is perfectly fine in this film. My one thing is, I wish I saw him in the mask more, because when I think Deadshot, I think that really like creepy mask with the electronic eye, and I just would have liked that more. I think they just kept him because, it's cool, handsome Will Smith, so that's that. Next standout performance I really like, Viola Davis as Amanda Waller is one of the, and I'm not really trying to be over the top here, but I think is one of the most perfect comic book castings I've seen in a long time. The minute she showed up in the trailer, she's not like overweight and super heavy like she is in the comics and the Justice League, and and the Amanda Waller in Green Lantern I thought was good for what little bit of time she got in that film, but Amanda Waller just embodies everything scary but fascinating but interesting but cool about this character, so that to me is perfect. Jai Courtney is Captain Boomerang. I've always liked Jai Courtney. I thought he was great in Spartacus. I think he's great in the first two Divergent films. He's good when he's being just a character actor. I just don't think he works as the Hollywood star that they were trying to turn him into with Die Hard and Terminator. But he's really good. From there, I didn't really like or remember anyone. Rick Flag is boring. Most of the squad members, there's too many characters in this. Most of the squad just gets pushed to the background. Killer Croc's a waste, and it sucks because of that great makeup. El Diablo might be the only one of them I actually kind of liked. He was really good, but I wish he was kind of used more. And yeah, just from there, like, the movie sort of tries to get you to like everyone by giving people backstory, flashback scenes, but the thing is, they go too descriptive and then don't add much to the rest of the movie. It's just, here's you feeling sorry for people who did horrible things anyways. And while we're on the subject, let's talk about the two big white elephants in the room, Joker and Harley Quinn. Look, maybe Jared Leto's stupid method acting bullshit will actually make him a good Joker performance. He does nothing in this movie. He had no reason to be here, and you could have cut him out entirely. I don't understand what Jared Leto is going for. I don't know why he did any of this. I don't understand what the Joker's role in this whole thing is besides to relate to Harley Quinn. And the problem is they used all the marketing to make it look like Joker is the threat, which is a Suicide Squad type task. But nope, he's in it for 3 scenes, I guess? Like, oh God. And then you get Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. I'm going to be straight up honest. I don't really get why people love Harley Quinn so much. I've always found the character annoying. I don't necessarily agree with the opinion that she is a sexist character. I just don't really like her that much. And yeah, she really gets grating in this movie. Her costume does get ridiculous because most of the shots of her are butt shots. And there is that sort of bra scene we saw in the one trailer. She has a couple good lines, but for the most part, she just kind of gets unnerving. And even Jared Leto's the Joker. There's a nice scene in a flashback that could have really worked. But once again, the reliance on flashbacks in this movie are annoying. They're good flashbacks and they're good scenes. Margot Robbie and Jared Leto are very good actors. But the thing is that I don't really need to see these right now. I kind of liked Harley Quinn more for not knowing her backstory. I think when you can pull that off, it's better. Like in Guardians, you just need to know about these people, who they are now, and this film doesn't do that. And yeah, it just kind of gets grating. And finally, the last thing I want to talk about, the action slash visual effects slash cinematography. Yeah, that's crap in this movie. The action could be really cool, and there are a couple cool moments, but everything's at night, and the monsters they're fighting, you know, the Chitauri and the Ultron bots are just cannon fodder, but at least they kind of look cool. These things just looked like putties with herpes. They were just forgettable and boring, and the villain is boring and forgettable, and this movie's kind of boring and forgettable. Like I said, if this wasn't a superhero film, no one would care, but here we are. It's not a terrible film, it's not a great film, it's just kind of there. But what did you think? In the comment section below, give me your thoughts on Suicide Squad and where you think the DC Universe should go over here, what you want to see in it. Because I think it's a safe bet you probably have a better vision than Warner Brothers right now. And as always, click to like and click to subscribe so we can see if this movie does get forgotten.